obviously, is being alive, because life is not guaranteed. We could be hit by a meteor today or a bus or whatever. And one intention is to get something locked up today. I have a deal I've been working on in Sacramento. It's a pre-foreclosure lead for a hot minute, and he's ready to go. So I'm excited for that. But it's going to be a longer close of escrow because he wants like a rent back. I'm also giving him some money up front to help with the moving assistance. So we're going to have to put a lien against the property because it's not a little bit. He wants like 10 grand up front and then close in 60 days. So sometimes we got to be flexible, but it's always a little scary when you got to put out that much cash up front when he could pull some shenanigans on the back end towards the closing. So
It's funny you said that because
yeah,
I have a seller that we've negotiated. I'm going to pay for a survey, and if I'm going to come out of pocket on a survey, I definitely want to secure that in some way. So maybe having the lien would be a good way to secure my interest in the property.
yeah. Just record a lien on the property. I mean, what's the survey? How much is it going to cost you?
I'm thinking it's going to be like 6,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a pretty penny then.
For a
How
survey.
about you? Something you're grateful for and something and an intention for you today?
Man, I'm grateful to be a part of the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. Grateful to be a citizen of the best country in the entire world, the United States of America. And grateful for the freedoms that we have in America. Grateful for this amazing community. I'm not sure if you all saw last night um, how the community came together during the presidential debate yesterday, and the amazing and difficult and emotional conversations that people were able to have here, and just the overall respect, in general, for everybody's opinion and belief. It was amazing to see, and that's really what I believe makes us the best, is that we're not afraid to have these difficult conversations, and we're always remaining respectful. We don't resort to violence or ignorance, in facing these difficult conversations. So I love to see it, and I'm proud to be a part of the community for real.
Right on. I see some people typing in what they're grateful for. It's always good to have an intention for the day, everybody, or at least I do a 10 and 10 in the morning, 10 things I'm grateful for, 10 intentions for the day. And the intentions don't have to be anything crazy. It could just be like, I want to walk today, drink my gallon of water, or how much or whatever. They don't have to be any major stuff, but stack those intentions over time. And that's when you really start moving the needle. So, and it's always good to be grateful, because when you're grateful, it takes away that anxiety and takes away all the other things when you focus on stuff that really is a blessing. And what really drives me crazy is when you ask people and they're like, I don't have anything to be grateful for. It's like, bro, you're alive. You're here. Like you're sitting at a desk in a house with a computer. You got money in the bank. Like there's so many things to be grateful for when you see on the flip side of the coin. So
No, you're absolutely right. That even just talking about that makes me grateful for all the other stuff that I've got going on. Right, I've finally been able to put myself in a position where I've got leads that are looking for me and finding me online. I'm no longer like searching
uh,
and grinding every single day on the cold calls, talking to people telling me to f off or jump off a bridge.
yeah,
So I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for the amazing guests we've had on, man. I'm grateful for you for joining us today, Stefan. On keeping it consistent and being a beacon in the community and always sharing everything that you can with us. I'm grateful for that, and grateful for the deals that I've got on the board, man. I've got 8 deals on the board right now, and all of them are sizable deals. One of them's already assigned. 5 of them are active on the market. They're novations. It's a lot to be grateful for,
okay.
man. We're running and gunning, and it's all just me. I don't have any team. I'm keeping my business lean. It's just me and my agents. I don't got any dispo managers, acquisition guys. It's just 8 deals on the board right now, all me.
Nice, nice. And actually, this is something I hadn't really shared with a bunch of people, but Sunday was my 4th year of sobriety.
Mm.
Uh, I grew up kind of rough. My stepdad was a drug dealer. My mom left my dad for a drug dealer, so I grew up with that pretty much my whole life. I mean, if you scar right here is from I didn't always do real estate. Let's just put it that way. Uh, so yeah, it's a real blessing. And I actually almost fell off the wagon a couple weeks ago. I was struggling with some personal stuff, and I had to sit down and visualize really what I had accomplished in the last 4 years since I became sober. And after thinking about everything I've done, and from starting a business, working with Pace, working with Don Costa, like all the opportunities that I've had, none of that would have happened if I had continued to drink. I probably wouldn't even be here, honestly, because I would have drinking myself to death straight up. So
Well, man,
yeah,
congratulations
so
to
much stuff to
you.
be thankful for.
Absolutely. Congratulations to you for remaining and making the decision to stay sober. Um, a lot of blessings and prosperity coming your way, man. That's for sure.
Right on, right on. I'm excited. I started with the new company with Rafael Cortez, running his acquisitions. I actually just went out to Phoenix just to kind of clear my head, and he's in one of my mastermind groups. And he was just talking on one of his he was hosting a mastermind about KPIs and stuff. And he was just mentioning, hey, I'm just walking around in my 4,000 square foot office, just me, because everybody's virtual. So while I was out there, I just hit him up. I was like, hey man, can I come crash at your office? Because I get way more shit done when I'm at the office instead of being at home like I am now. And then he heard my calls, he saw my setup, and like showed me his systems. And while we were out to lunch, he like showed me his watch. He's like, "Oh, I got a property under contract. Cool." And then everything is so automated. By the time we got back to the office, like an hour and a half, maybe not even that, like hour and 15 minutes later, escrow had been open, EMD was in, and it was already being marketed on 8 channels. And I was just like, "That's what I'm talking about. Like that's the kind of systems that I want to work in." Um, and then he showed me that I can actually send contracts through Podio,
Mm.
even creative seller finance sub 2, and I was like, dude, that's right there. And for everybody else out there, like when you can control the contract, don't just send contracts to people. You got to have them on the phone in front of their computer, because there's so many times that me personally have been sent a contract and just ghost. I'm talking about not like once or twice. I'm talking like 30, 40 times over the last 4 or 5 years. So once you can control that contract, when they're saying, oh, hey, did you get the contract to send over? No. Oh, okay. Are you in front of a computer right now? So bear in mind, I never sent it. Oh, you're in front of your computer. Hey, let me go ahead and resend that. Hey, it's company policy that I walk you through this, just because there's always a few questions, and we don't want you to, have a question, then reach out. So let's just do this all at once. And then you just walk them and get the signature right there. And your conversion rate is probably 60 to 70% higher when you can control that contract going out. So everybody there, that if there's one lesson to be learned, control the contract for sure.
Love it.
On converting outbound to inbound leads. All right. Budget of 200 a month. So Facebook ads. I don't know how expensive. I've never done inbound. I mean, that's where I'm working now. We do PPC. I just started working with it, but I'm not controlling the marketing. How is it working for you, John? I mean, what are you working on right now? And like,
I've
what's your
done
spend? I think you mentioned like,
Yeah, I mean, I've done Facebook ads in the past. I've spent well over $10,000 on Facebook ads over a period of time, like 3 months. So, I've kind of got some experience with Facebook ads. I wouldn't suggest it for $200 a month. That you're not gonna get. You need to be spending like $200 a day, realistically, brother. I'm spending $200 a day on Google, and I've been doing that for the last almost 4 months now. We're going into this fourth month here, and I'm getting the leads come through now. Like as I'm on the show, and you got to have more of a budget. To be honest with you, like you got to be able to spend like 5K every single month, and you got to be able to spend it consistently for like 3 to 4 months before you start to see like the leads come through and your ad account like understand who it is you're actually targeting. Um, for 200, if you have $200 a month, you got to be cold calling, in my opinion, because you don't have the resources right now to afford to spend on marketing, right? Because marketing's not cheap. Like the cheapest marketing is cold calling, because you buy the list and you're on the phone. You're calling, you're calling, you're calling. You're spending your time, right? You're building your skill set. You're getting one step closer to that next deal. But that's what you got to do. Um, and then once you maybe close one deal and you got a couple thousand in the bank, I would suggest either SMS, because it's a cheaper opportunity cost or PPC, man. Me personally, I would, if I were to go back in time, I wouldn't have even messed with Facebook. I would have just gone right to Google, right? Because in my opinion, Facebook, you're getting these people, they're scrolling on their phone. Next thing you know, oh, I was thinking about selling my house. Let me see what this guy's got going on, right? It's completely different marketing versus you find that person that's literally up at 3 a.m. and they're like going through something incredibly difficult and stressful in their life and they need a way out and they're searching online like, how do I sell my house immediately? Like, I need to sell my house right now, right? That is a whole different type of person in comparison to the person that's like casually like on the internet and just so happens to see an ad, right? I would even go as far to say as it's like interruption marketing, and in my experience, SMS leads are the same quality lead that a Facebook lead is. Now, of course, there's going to be more of a budgeted avatar in the type of person that could be more likely to sell to you, but you can pull a specific type of list and you can go and find absentee owners. You can find those same characteristics that I believe Facebook is using, and of course, they're always going to be dialed in more because they know all of your behaviors or whatever. But you could statistically find the same types of people pulling more specific lists and just marketing to them via SMS. I made over 6 figures off SMS alone, right? So it works.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, exactly. $200 a month. That sounds about just enough to pay for your dialer and scrape some lists. And if you do need any lists, reach out to me. I've got like 200,000 skip trace records that are just sitting in batch leads right now. I'm not doing anything with. So if anybody needs a list, hit me up.
There you go.
I know skip tracing ain't expensive. All that I ask is if you do get a lead from it, let's work together on it. I mean, I think that's a fair trade-off.
Absolutely. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You got Mr. Lindstrom out here offering a free list, and all you got to do is pick up the phone. It doesn't get better than that.
Just message me on Instagram and let me know, and I'll reach out to you guys. I'm not on social media a whole lot, so if it takes me a couple days to reach out, then don't be angry. It's just I'm barely on social media at all. Well, let's rock and roll. I think we got about 34 people in here, including us. I missed Monday. How did it go? How'd the call go? I was traveling, man. I was 2 weeks in Phoenix, a week in Dallas, and I was so tired when I got back. I just slept in, but
Monday was great. Great call. Great call. People came up, they shared that REI Rev had really changed their life. You had a guy that was in here who came from finance, that came and shared, that just because he was an REI Rev, it completely changed his business. Incredible call. So grateful to be in proximity with all of you today, and excited to get you guys on the phone and start talking to some sellers here. What do you think, Stefan? Would you prefer that we make a live sales call for them? Like, I've got leads that are coming in right now, or do you want to put them on the phone today?
how are you feeling? You got some leads coming in?
I've always got some leads coming in, Stefan.
You always got some leads. All right.
Let's get some. Well, you want to get on? I'll get on the phone. Let us know in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Drop a 1 in the chat if you want to see me get on the phone. Drop a 2 in the chat if you want to get on the phone, and we coach you on the phone.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get my setup so I can make calls next week too. I got a microphone and stuff.
There we go. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We need some engagement in this chat. How many of us are awake today?
Yeah, wake up, everybody.
There you
Hello.
go.
I know what the. Well, I'm West Coast, so it's 8 a.m. here, but East Coasters are almost lunchtime for y'all. All right, we got ones across the board. Is that one is you making the call?
I think that's one me making the call. All right, so
let's
do live sales call.
I'll type in a 1 too. How about that? Since I'm talking all this smack and I didn't even put a 1 in.
All right. So I'll go live.
Everybody, here. John is going to step up and make some calls for us. It takes some grit. Takes some, to do this in front of everybody. It's easier when you're by yourself alone in a room, but when you're in front of people, it can get nerve-wracking. I did one with Pace when there was like 1,700 students on or something like that when we were calling their leads.
There you go. Yeah, I've done hundreds of these calls probably by now, so just another call for me. I'm
Like
gonna drop it in
brushing your
the.
teeth and getting dressed.
Oh yeah. Where, where PPC leads no. And I'll tell you what, I'll give a PPC lead out to somebody today to call. That's crazy value. Let's see if we can get.
I know Nina's not shy. She'll hop up here.
All right. So I'm getting everything set up on my side. We're good to go, looks like. Let me put this address in on Zillow so that y'all can see it. And then we'll call this guy up. We got 2 that came in, so if he doesn't pick up the phone, somebody will. And we'll get to work.
Oh, it's okay, Nina. I'm not calling you out right now. I'm just saying you're not shy is all I'm saying. You'll hop up here and role play or call. Love it.
Let me know if y'all can see it. You see
Oh,
the house?
nice. I like that. Yeah.
All right. So give me 1 second here.
Are you on your phone and your computer just so I know to be fancy one day?
Well, I just got it all on my computer here. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Let me address the stream so that the stream can hear everything. Oh, let's see. Can you speak real quick? All right.
Me?
Yeah, all right, that's perfect. Okay. We'll do this. All right.
Testes, 1, 2.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like he hung up there. So this is what happens. First call, I'll call, then I'll send a text, hey, Jose, it's John with Cash or Creative. I just got your request to sell. Is now still a good time? Or is now a good time? I just got your request to sell. Is now. I just call him. Call him again.
I always like using the word because, John.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm reaching out because you had submitted your information. Blah blah.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm trying to figure out here.
He's saying that he didn't answer, he didn't fill out a form, don't know what's going on with this guy.
Yeah, RPR is not, its range is from like 96 to 225 with a 1 star, so that's not really dependable there.
Let's see here. Someone filled out that form with his name on it, so if it wasn't him, it was somebody else. But we got another one to call, and then we got a bunch of people to call, just in general. So we're gonna call.
I'm gonna call.
Greta. I guess this is the lady that said she's got a mobile home without the land. Oof, not interested in that, unfortunately. Let's see, do we have anything else we could call? Let's call this lady Chastity. Haven't reached her yet.
And that reminds me of my younger days, name like that.
Okay.
Welcoming to the stage. Sorry.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Cassidy.
That's why you gotta get these people ASAP.
Oh, when they submit, yeah, speed delete for sure on PPC.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
A lot of you know what speed delete is, but for those who don't, when somebody clicks on the PPC stuff, speed delete meaning like how long does it take for you to call them, because you're probably not the only click. So whoever gets to that call first is usually going to be the one who takes it down. So when those inbound leads come in, you got to hop on them fast.
Let's see. We got some other people we can follow up with that I may have already spoken to, but those are for the day so far, the new leads that have come in. And one of the guys said that he was not looking to sell, so we'll keep him in the system, and then we'll follow up with him, a couple weeks later and see, why he filled out the form, or maybe even tomorrow, right?
You never know what somebody's going through. Somebody could have peed in his Cheerios this morning, and now he's angry. I don't know.
It's very possible.
The text now.
Hey Wendy, it's John. Pardon me. Did you end up selling? Looks like I got a new voicemail right now from someone. We'll see what's the deal there. From Norman Brandon. Let's see what Norman has to say. We can give this guy a call. This, I'm telling you, this is happening live. People are calling right now.
Hello.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my name is Greta. I'm at 432.
Oh, okay, this is Greta. This is somebody else. This is the lady with the mobile home. Let's call this.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have... Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Well, looks like people are not picking up the phone today.
I know, I'm trying to figure out. Does anybody have any leads to call? Or that we could call, or you could call? We could help you out. Hop up here on stage.
This one was another one here. Let me see. Props. Got the name of this lady. I could call her. Oh, okay. We got Christine and Kenneth, that's right. But I think they wanted too much for their house. Let's see.
Have a lead, but guy wants too much. He's under pressure from the city, who is a house which was burned down. Been lowering his asking price every month. Yeah, those are tough ones because sometimes it's even less than land value if there's still demolition to be done. So if you still have to clear the property of all the burn damage and stuff, it's almost less than land value because there's 10, 15 grand of clear out to be done too. Yeah, the structure's still there. So yeah, so that's when you mentioned too, just hey, are you gonna have the property cleared out, or are we selling it as is? Because blah blah blah. You just let them know like there are more costs that are involved in clearing that out. Especially you can't just a burn house. They got really big on that in California when the big fires happened. Is you can't just put that stuff in a dump. Like you have to get rid of it according to the laws. Like there's some stuff. There could be asbestos. There could be old stuff like that. So you got to make sure it's done correctly.
All right. So it looks like I'm all caught up so far. So we're not cold calling, right? These people have filled out a form on our site, and they're raising their hand to sell their house, and so I'm calling to buy it.
Is there a way to know if land is valuable or more buying? Depends where the land is. If it's an infield lot, meaning like if it's surrounded by properties, then it's more likely to sell than if it's acreage out in the middle of Texas somewhere. So you gotta figure is it what's selling around the area, and to do a quick comp on stuff, it's usually if land can sell for about 10% of what values are. It's kind of the way I comp stuff. So if a house are selling for 100,000, the land, you could probably sell the land for 10 grand, 5 to 10,000, depending. But you need it pretty deep. Right now I did a land banking where I bought some land for like 6,000. It's worth about 35. I've just been holding on to it for a few years, but I'm gonna sell it this year to clear off some debt.
There you go. Oh, someone sent an audio. See what this guy says. It was that guy. He didn't say much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get you all on the phone. If I don't have anybody to call, who wants to hop up on the stage and talk to some for sale by owners? Or I can even slide one of these leads that I've got in the pipeline. That I've got a pharmacy tab, which is like leads that I've already talked to that probably won't work for me for whatever reason. Like somebody needs to follow up with them or something. Let's see about this guy. See if I got all the information. Okay, wow. So this one's been listed, but it's just sitting. There was this guy, there was other guy. Who else was there?
Are we calling the agent on that one or the seller himself? Or herself?
I would always call the seller, personally, because he reached out to me at one point, had it listed. Let's see, Daryl. Okay. Let me see if I have one that's like not terrible. Okay, somebody want to call this lady and see how much she'd be willing to sell her house for? Who wants to do it? Let's get somebody in the chat. We got Roan. Let's get it, Roan. Let's get it,
Oh,
Roan.
damn, that was quick.
Let's get it. All right, man.
Hello.
What's going on? I just sent
Not much.
over.
Having a good morning.
There you go. Just sent over the
Good morning.
number to you in the DM, and then here is the address. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen here.
Is this a
And
for
y'all,
sale
while he
mailer?
puts those properties up,
Nope. So this lady at one point raised her hand to sell her house. You need it around 200K for it to be a deal.
Okay.
And so, hey, this is Roan. It looks like a while ago, you submitted a request to sell for this property. Tell me, are you still interested in selling? And go through the situation with her and see, what you could do in terms of a negotiation. And then we'll be on the phone to, coach you through.
All right. Let me.
Oh yeah, let's see can you share your screen, or how would you be able to do this? All right.
Yeah, I'm about to.
There we go.
so the address, everybody, 205 Booster Boulevard. Let's see some comping out there. Anybody got some comping skills? It's a good skill. It's a necessary skill if you're in acquisitions to know how to comp stuff, everybody.
All right. So this is Evelyn, and where's the address? One more time.
Just put it in
Oh,
the
it's in the side chat.
Yep.
So she raised her hand at one point already, saying she wanted to sell.
Yep.
It needs to be around 200K to be a deal.
Yeah, we need it at 200K,
Alright.
and then I'll post the comps in the chat.
Hello?
Hello, Evelyn. About the home on Booster Boulevard, I had caught wind that you were interested in selling, and I just wanted to know if that's still the case.
Yes. Are you with that company who called me this morning or not? Somebody called me this morning.
I don't believe so.
Some...
I don't believe so. This is the
Okay.
first time I'm reaching out.
Okay, how can I help you? Oh, you can Google 205 Booster Boulevard.
Right.
And you can see the details. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. It's a 4-4, about 1,600 square feet.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, that company that called you earlier, did they give you an offer?
220.
220. Okay.
No, 320.
320.
Yeah. No, I think 220. I wrote it down because I think I wanted 265, 260.
Are you going to take that
Okay.
He will have his accounting department call me. I thought it's you.
Okay. How are you feeling about that offer? Is it something you're gonna take?
I'm thinking about it, but they have to pay. He said they'll pay all the costs, all the attorney fees, everything.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so I'll think of...
Well, just so I can get a better understanding, what's really got you, looking to sell?
Oh, because I lost my husband, and
Oh
so
no,
I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry to
live
hear that.
off. Yeah, I'm gonna live off the sale of the property.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you
That's why.
currently, is it currently just you in the house now?
Oh no, that's a rental. I live at the hacienda. We have land 30 minutes from there. My children lived there before, and then they graduated, and so I have it rented.
Okay, so are there any tenants on the property right now?
Yes, but they have not paid me for a year and a half, so
Oh my
You
goodness.
know, I know because he didn't have a job. So I had the court papers, but you know, I can't go after him because he didn't have a job.
Right.
But so he's gonna start paying in September. I'll have to see that. But anyway, I'm selling it because I don't want to be a landlord anymore. I have such a
Okay.
big heart. I could have gotten rid of them, but I didn't.
Right.
So
That's definitely a long
so
time to be living somewhere and not paying anything. So,
I but he didn't have a job. He lost his job. But that shouldn't matter.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
my
Well,
husband
do you
is sick.
do you know anything about the condition? I mean, is he at least keeping the place in good condition?
Oh yeah, they're very clean, and yeah, I spent 20,000 last year because the previous tenant had dogs, and so I had to strip the carpet on the bedroom and change it to wood, and then change the fixtures of the bathrooms and painted the inside, and got a new dishwasher and a new stove. So, I spent 20,000 for repairs and never got a penny from
Right.
them. I
Right.
was getting it ready for them to move in. So, I'm 72 years old. I'm just gonna live off
Oh
the
wow,
thing. But,
congratulations. That's up there. Um, is there anything that you need that you think you would need to do in addition to what you've already done to maybe get the home in a little bit better shape?
no, no,
Okay.
nothing that I need to.
Okay, well, I understand that you need this money to live off of. Do you have a certain time in which you kind of need this home gone by?
Oh yeah, as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Okay. And I understand that the first company that um called you offered you 220, you said,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something
I
that
hope
you
it.
right, and it's something that you were considering.
Well, I don't know. The house is valued at 265 as it is right now. But I'm just having my mind open.
Okay. All right. Well,
Why
if
haven't you
they're
decided to
offering
list with
you,
an agent?
is there any reason you haven't decided to list with an agent?
I want to sell it by myself.
You want to sell it by yourself. I guess you don't want to pay commissions to a realtor.
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think I have enough information now. Um, just just to be frank, let's say you didn't get that offer for 220. Where would you originally want to be, hopefully, selling the house?
Probably around 225 to 30
Okay. 225, 230. And these people that gave you the offer, are they hoping to pay cash?
cash, and they pay all the costs.
Cash and they pay all the costs. Okay. Well, to be honest with you, I would have a similar offer. I would be buying the home as is. You wouldn't really have to be fixing anything. And I would probably be able to cover all the closing costs as well. Now, I don't I don't know if I would be able to meet you quite there at 220. Um, but I guess the difference would be our closing time. I mean, how fast did they offer to be able to get the house sold for you?
30 days.
30 days.
Oh, my son is calling me. Just text me if you have an offer, okay?
All right, no worries.
I'm gonna do this. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
There you
Rodolfo,
go.
how
I
do
feel
you
like that
feel, man?
was Like I was kind of stuck there.
Let's give it up for Rome, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for Rome.
Good job,
Throwing
though.
yourself in the fire. Let's go. Stefan, what do you think, man? What do you
Oh man,
think?
how do you feel though?
Um,
Honestly, Ron, go ahead, brother. How do you feel?
I feel like the fact that she already just got an offer this morning for 220 kind of put me in a weird spot. I
Right.
obviously don't want to pay that, but I can't really tell her that, I can't meet that because she just got that as an offer. So I'm not really sure where I should have went with that.
Starting off, man, your tonality is very, very solid. You sound really good on the phones. You sound very professional. You're asking the right questions. What has you thinking about selling? When she mentioned her husband passed away, you showed some empathy. You also found out that there's non-performing tenants. I mean, I might have dug into that a little bit more. Like, hey, what have you done so far to get them out of there? Just kind of digging into that a little bit. But yeah, your patience as well. Like you're actually actively listening, which is very important. You're not just waiting for your turn to talk. And you hit all the pillars, man. You hit the motivation, the timeline, condition, price, even the vacancy that Bob loves. So, or if not vacancy, but you found out there are tenants in there. Besides that, man, the only thing I would have kind of gone towards is she was really listening to that, stuck on that price, and hey, if we can help get those tenants out of there and maybe get your number, would you be willing to take payments? Upgrade your position from being a tired landlord to the lender. And I might have pivoted to seller finance or subject to on that one. But that's just me personally, just because we do that a lot. So if a seller's stuck on a certain number, then I'll just say, hey, would you just be open to taking payments, and you wouldn't have to worry about dealing with the tenants, toilets, trash, property taxes, the 4Ts.
Mhm.
That's kind of the only exit I would have had just shot for that before I got off the call. But that's just me personally. How about you, John?
No, I love the call, man. This is a difficult seller because her tonality is a little bit different. She's kind of like soft spoken, but like she's very like firm, in what she wants, right? So it's an
Mhm.
interesting contrast there. But I think you did a great job, obviously, with what Stefan said about showing empathy and understanding her situation, asking important questions. Very, very good. And like you said, the real result of the call was, hey, you were put in a pickle because somebody else just recently called and offered her 220, and we were telling you you've got to be like 200 to 210. That's like your max
Right.
offer for this to work. And so I would have probably drilled a little bit more on the tenant situation, being that she doesn't want to be a landlord anymore. Okay, get her to open up. Hey, well, why not? I mean, tenants are great. We buy properties like that all the time to rent out. I mean, what's got you in a position where you don't want to be a landlord anymore? Oh well, had to spend all of this money. Da 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 da. Okay, well, let's look at the alternative here. If this company doesn't buy your property in the next 30 days, or they come and they ask you for a price reduction after giving you a false promise, will you have to spend more money? Right? You gotta touch on the benefits a little bit more, pitch the benefits a little bit more. Pardon me. And really put yourself in a position where you are her best option, right? And I think that you did a great first call. I would follow up with her, and try to get her on the next call.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys.
Yeah, but overall, good call, man. I mean, there's not, like you said, there's not much you could do. She just got to offer 20,000 more than what we were going to offer, probably like 20, 30 minutes ago. But then again, sometimes sellers are liars, buyers are worse. So you never know.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, and that's the
Okay.
other thing too is I think that she was probably capping about that 220 because she wasn't really sure, where she was at 220, 320. She
Yeah,
could have
she
been
went up
making it
to
up.
3 and then it was kind of weird.
Yeah, you could probably ask, well, why
Yeah, I was
didn't you
going to say,
decide
I
to
would
move
remember if I
forward?
got an offer.
Yeah, yeah. You could ask, I mean, why didn't you decide to move forward? And then, hey, if we can come to an agreement today, what's stopping us from moving forward at this price?
Hmm.
What were you saying, Stefan?
Oh no, I just yeah, no, you're good. It's just yeah, that's the same thing. It's you just never know. Like
All
you
right.
said, if that sounds like a pretty solid offer. I mean, I kind of would have pivoted to like, hey, you're kind of asking about right around full retail, what it would fetch on the open market, and that's if it's updated without tenants. So are you planning on getting the tenants out? Like, where are you at in that process? And kind of going from there, because I would, we'd probably want the property delivered vacant, right? Or if hey, we can take on that headache of getting the tenants out of there, but there are costs that are incurred with that,
Right.
capture keys or whatever.
Okay. I also had a question. I've been recently trying to reach out to for sale by owners, and I've run into a thing where these guys are pretty persistent in trying to get an offer out of me via text and email. And, I don't know how to make it clear to them, like, if, you're not willing to get on the phone with me, then I can't even, like, it's a waste of my time, you know? How would I let them know that in a respectful way?
What would your response be that via text, John? Hey, what's your offer? Send it over.
Mm,
Something I've used recently while you're thinking, I compared it to like a used car. I said, hey, I won't buy a used car without kicking the tires first. I just need to ask you some questions.
Right,
Let me know when you have 3 to 5 minutes to go over, or I just say, hey, I don't make offers, I buy houses. But before I, put up the cash to buy this property, I need to know a few more details. Like, can you take 5 minutes? Something like that.
right,
yeah, I like what
right,
Nina said. She just calls them either way. I would call either way, to be honest. I wouldn't be talking too much on the text. Um,
right.
I'm a phone guy. I like to get on the phone and have a conversation. And
Yeah,
if they're not ready to pick up the phone right now, I wouldn't say that they're not motivated to sell, because Aaron came on the live stream the other day and said, "Oh, well, who are you to say that that seller is disqualified, right?" And that's real. But maybe they're not ready to get on the phone at that time. So just follow up with them at a later time until you do get them on the phone.
okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for the opportunity, and hopefully I can do it again.
Absolutely.
Thanks for hopping up here, man. You did good. Hell, he's made calls before.
Yeah, Roan's great, man. He's been on the phone. I put Roan on the phone a couple times in the past. He's killing it, man. It's getting better every time. It's for real.
I love to hear that. Love to hear that.
But I
That's
don't know
why we're
about
here,
you.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know about you, man, but I got the seller. She was in the middle of the last call, calling my phone, man, blowing it up. So we gotta handle business, man.
Yes, sir. Are you gonna make a call right now, or are we gonna end it?
I'm ready to hop into the workday if you are.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's 8:54. Thank you guys for being here, Roan. Thanks for stepping up for us. I got to figure out, John. I don't have your direct contact info. I got to figure out how to get my setup so I can make calls too, because I'm definitely willing to hop on and make some calls. I'm not shy when it comes to that. I just don't know the setup I need.
Sure, man. You want to just make calls like today?
I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of transferring out, getting out of one company and going into another, so it's my work day is kind of a little all over the place, but I'll definitely will next week.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, hit me up. You have me on Instagram. You can always call, or I'll send you my phone number as well.
Yeah. Either way, yeah. I mean, I'm old school. Send me your number if you can.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, you got to invite somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them to reirev.com and make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube at REI Revolution to catch the replays for these events. Mr. Stefan, do you have an Instagram or anything you want to plug? How can people stay in touch with you?
Yeah. Hit me up on Instagram. It's just at slindstrom80. Yeah, you can message me on there. Like I said, if I don't respond right away, don't be insulted. I'm not on social media too much, but I will get back to you. I do have some lists. I got some lists you guys can call. It's all mostly California stuff, like Central Valley, Bay Area, stuff like that. But if you guys want some free data, hit me up. I just ask that if you do get a lead, we work together on it. That's all. So.
There you go.
What if we don't have well, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Just Stefan Lindstrom. Actually, this is how you actually spell my name, John. So, for future reference.
Oh man, we gotta get you updated here, man. It's PHAN.
Yeah.
Boom. There it is.
Right
ladies
on.
and
Oh
gentlemen.
yeah. There we go.
All right, everybody. We will catch you back here. We got today. We're gonna be with an amazing guest this Thursday afternoon for the podcast. He's a revolutionary member of this community, Mr. John. He's closed multiple deals with members in this community. It's gonna be an amazing podcast. Sit down and listen from him. I'll send the link in that chat channel, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. All right.